What even is a perfect album? Wish You Were Here, Illmatic, Kid A? When I get bored, I get devious. So I thought, what if we took the idea of perfection and flushed it down the drain? Radiohead are one of the most circle-jerked bands out there. I should know, my wrists are still sore from my last visit to the subreddit. Why not take Britain's pride and joy and knock them down a peg or two, just for fun to see how big of a mess I can make? I set out with the goal of Frankensteining the worst Radiohead album by any means necessary. Deep cut fan favorite, forgotten B-side, any era, doesn't matter. We're rolling with it if it makes the overall experience more confusing or harder to sit through. This wouldn't be a challenge if it were an already bad or mediocre artist, and obviously, a song appearing doesn't automatically make it bad. So with peace and love, let's ruin Radiohead. Hey neighbor, this is gonna be a fun one. All I ask here is that you be kind to my 12-track bastard child. Help me give this video to 1,000 likes, and also, I challenge you to listen to the full album I made, YouTube and Spotify links in the description, so report back and let everyone know in the comments how your experience went.
Better, happier, more productive, comfortable. Not drinking too much.
I love the idea of opening with this frenzied digital voice that would confuse the shit out of anyone trying to dig into this album for the first time. It's polarizing even within OK Computer, so imagine it here, out in the wild, casually serving as the Alexa Siri precursor to open up the album. Alright, now that we've got our opener nailed down, let's kick up the intensity for a change in the tides on track 2. So intensity has different meanings to different people. Sue me. Putting Fitter Happier first, I knew I had to throw a wild card out next, so I cycled through a bunch of louder tracks before realizing the answer was staring right at me. True Love Waits kicked around for decades before finally being finished and included on a moon-shaped pool. I like the original 90s version maybe a bit more, but these trembling piano bones made for a wonderfully out-of-place 5-minute curveball, evolving from album closer to, yeah, basically the album opener. Music should be something we feel and hear. What you use to listen matters, which is why this video is sponsored by Status Audio. I've been using Status earbuds as my daily drivers for over a year because of their insane build and sound quality. The Between 3A and C true wireless Bluetooth buds produce a crystal clear atmosphere since the triple driver allows for dedicated processing of the mid, bass, and treble. I love that they added wireless support for charging, along with the active noise canceling and transparency modes that are both a tap away. For those of you that like to shake up your sound, the 3A and Cs now have a dedicated app where you can tune your EQ settings and save presets that bring out the best quality no matter what genre. It's audiophile quality in your pocket at a competitive price. Try them out, and if for some reason you're not a fan, you have 30 days to return, so grab a pair risk-free at the top link in the description, and make sure to plug in code ARTV at checkout to unlock an extra 10% off your order. It's the Radiohead B-side every teenage boy illegally downloading music in the 2000s would see, assume it's a 10 out of 10 sex orgy, only to download a computer virus instead. I mean, to be fair, it is a 10 out of 10 sex orgy, but still. Tom York's obsession with a potential banking crisis makes this song feel like an autumn hymnal from hell, in the nicest way possible. As the third track, my goal was to continue railroading the listener. 2 slow songs to start and a confusing but oddly charming orgy after? What could be more satisfying than that? 3 minutes. You get a full 3 minutes of Tom soprano, Tom cooing, minimal instrumentation, and don't forget, 2 minutes after the 3 minutes of genuinely compelling music that probably should have shown up a little bit sooner. The ominous energy of Orgy fades into something more cerebral that I don't personally mind, but when I know it's so many Radiohead fans' least fave, I had to work it in. Those initial minutes lull the listener into a state of hypnosis, your mind becomes fuzzy and dark, nothing makes sense, you thought you loved this band, and then boom! There's those last 2 minutes right on cue.
I wish I was special, but I'm a creep.
I knew my album was in desperate need of a confidence boost, So I pushed out Creep center stage for all to hear. Radiohead's Lonely Classic is a genuinely amazing song whose only crimes were overexposure and being hated by its creator, and for being an incel anthem, probably. I love the image in my head of someone listening to We Suck Youngblood, coming out of it like getting tossed out of a cartoon fight with all the bubbles and arms, and then right back into Creep we go, because yes, it's the same band. But we couldn't let Creep out-creep itself. Balance, people! Track 6 brings it back down to earth, at least for the morning. If you can't love Morning Mr. Magpie at its worst and most clumsily out of place, you don't deserve him at his best, and I, for one, think he's a proper gentleman. Feeling anxious yet? I hope so, because this is the frayed central nervous system of the entire Goof album. This song gets flamed by certain corners of the fandom, and for what? Being on the psychedelic spectrum? It's a great offering that's perhaps quite dizzying for the inexperienced listener, which begs the question, are you experienced? Cause I'm not. I'm a Radiohead fan. Hello, are you even listening? Whoa, everyone take a chill pill. I've got just what the doctor ordered. A full 9 minutes of Thomas Yorkshire reimagining a classic by tripling its runtime. Sheesh, I listened to this cursed album all the way through like 3 or 4 times, and this was always the biggest bump to clear. I don't care if you love the remix or think it's a giant pile of trash, it absolutely annihilates any sense of cohesion a project could possibly hope to have. Naturally, that makes it my star pupil in this setting, thanks to its never-ending supply of slow, distorted vocals, droopy guitars, and whatever the fuck else happens in 9 very boring anticlimactic minutes.
You put my brain in overload.
With our previous remix being very recent, I wanted to make this as convoluted as possible in terms of overall timeline. I dug into their 1992 Drill EP and ended up circling back to Stupid Car because of its name, frustration, and sheer forgettability. Quiet, mousy guitars sputter about on this cut that a lot of you probably haven't even heard, but my favorite thing about it showing up is that it's sandwiched directly between 2 absolutely redonkulous songs, the next of which you're about to find out now. At this point, you're looking for a sense of stability that has not been granted to you and will continue to not be granted to you. Looping tapes and paranoia make up the backbone of The Gloaming. Johnny Greenwood originally outlined the track during the Kid A sessions in 2000. They brought the electronic skeleton out of the closet for the album Hail to the Thief, and I think it's fucking rich that the lads put this immediately following We Suck Young Blood. Both songs are hated to some degree, and both songs made the cut because they have something to offer, damn it, and it's not just the bizarre contrast to everything else in close proximity. This is definitely one of the Radiohead songs of all time. Imagine something so cheery walking through the door right after The Gloaming. Faithless the Wonder Boy is the B-side to Anyone Can Play Guitar, meaning it came out early in the band's career and it kind of exposes their threadbare jeans.
Running from the bombers, hiding in the fog.
4-minute warning, that's Tom York's way of signaling the Grim Reaper's arrival, so lucky for everyone listening to my little masterpiece, you get to ponder your mortality as the next to last song. 1 second, you're feeling moody because you can't get revenge, the next you're panicking, holy fucking shit, I'm gonna die! Paranoia creeps as you sleep. The once dormant activity outside your bedroom now becomes a set for your wildest thoughts and fears to run unchecked and rampant. Buzzy synth palpitations echo as the abstract painting slowly becomes very intrusive, unkempt, but bold as hell, and I will always give kudos for how unsettling it gets. Leaving you with a lasting taste of madness was important for how I designed the album. Feral is the antithesis to normalcy, so let it ring out from sea to polluted sea. I tried to represent as many Radiohead records as possible while still having this not make sense, but make sense, but I wanna know. What do you make of my fucked up Picasso, and what would you name it? Attack that like button if you enjoyed my fake album, and share it out with the Radiohead fan in your life. Also, catch up on all of my Radiohead content, it's above me in this playlist, subscribe so I can keep the lights on, and follow me on Instagram at ARTVJohn to see what I'm working on. Peace!